Welcome to our show on international business, marketing, and strategy. I'm here today with former Congressman Manzullo, who is currently the chairman, president, and CEO of the Korea Economic Institute of America. Welcome.
Good to be here, Michael.
Thank you. It was a great opportunity to lure the congressman to our show here because he is the key visionary when it comes to economics and business with South Korea. And I'd like to start out by asking you, Korea has decided to become a whole new player when it goes to international business, particularly in sectors like shipbuilding and even in cars. It's been announced that they're looking for new levels of quality cars, luxury cars. How do you see Korea developing in terms of economics and business?
Well, Michael, after the Korean War, you had a devastated country that has very few natural resources, very few minerals, no oil or gas, anything like that, no background in manufacturing. Absolutely, totally impoverished people. And here, within a little over 2 generations, they become the world's 12th largest economy. The manufacturing base is somewhere between 27 and 40%, depending on how you picture it or how you envision the different statistics. But the country has not only made an incredible recovery, it no longer receives foreign aid, it gives foreign aid. I mean, there is no country in the world like South Korea that came out of the rubbles of a war to become the world power that it is. It's extraordinary.
Now, Korea's President Park has just announced that she will be attempting to have new funds which help companies go international and succeed internationally. Your thoughts on that?
Well, it's good. She's dedicated $4 billion in apparently some type of joint venture in order to stimulate and either starting or growing small and medium-sized enterprises. I mean, that's where all the action is. And in Korea, as in the United States, the largest employer really are the small businesses. So she sees this as a real opportunity to take advantage of a market really internationally that's hungry for Korean goods. I mean, just go into an appliance store. You see Samsung, LG, and look who's dominating electronics in terms of cell phones, et cetera.
Absolutely, one of the great success stories.
It is. I mean, it's quite the country is a great success story. It serves as a symbol that you can be an Asian country, you can have democracy, and you can still grow by the capitalist roots. That's quite a story to tell, and Korea does it quite well. And that's one of our jobs at the Korea Economic Institute, is to tell the story of Korea, to further deepen the alliance between the United States and South Korea. And we do that by having seminars. We're sort of a think tank, but not exclusively. Do publications such as the one that's in your hand. Ask academics to furnish us different papers, and then we print them up in the document that you're holding. So it's a lot different than Congress. It's challenging, and it's a lot of fun because you're dealing with some pretty great people.
Now, I'm wondering, a country like South Korea, which has done extremely well economically, of course has to look also over its shoulder at competitors. For example, China coming into the market, Vietnam coming into the market, Thailand. How is Korea positioned longer term with this competition increasing and becoming more sharp-edged?
Well, it's interesting. First of all, it's a democracy, which obviously has something to do with the manner in which the finances and investments are made. The Koreans have stayed really on the cutting edge of technology. It was President Park Geun-hye's father who actually started 40 and 50 years ago several colleges emphasizing STEM education. And so the country is really loaded with a lot of talent.
Well, we know at Georgetown we have a lot of Korean students coming and graduating quite successfully. Now, you had mentioned earlier that Korea still is very active in manufacturing.
Oh, yes.
How about services industries?
Well, that's where they're developing more. The insurance, banking, hospital, medical services. The legal services was essentially opened up under the Chorus FTA. But the other areas are where Koreans are really discovering that they have a product. I mean, there's a town called Songdo, S-O-N-G-D-O, right near the airport. It was built in an area that was filled in the ocean. And they built this incredible city on the premise that if you build it, the people will come. And all types of industries are settling in there. There are 3 or 4 U.S. universities that have set up shop in Songdo, where students come from Korea and they have to live in the dormitory to attend these colleges. So there are a lot of Korean parents that want their kids to attend American schools, and they do on that city called Songdo, which is right near the airport. Just very, very unique what they're doing.
That's very interesting because we at Georgetown, for example, see that in the Middle East, that countries generate entire new cities for education.
Yes.
And Georgetown, in part, is on that scene collaborating. But I'm wondering, for example, in the U.S., there's some talk about healthcare tourism.
Oh, yes.
And people then going to Asia at much lower rates.
Well, the Koreans are already known for plastic surgery, reconstructive surgery. If you want to have something done to your face or something, it's already the place to go. That can easily be expanded.
And I see dentistry is also a strong field.
Could be because of
apparently.
reconstructive, that's correct.
Yeah. So there are lots of things happening.
It's with a population of only a little bit less than 50 million people and a manufacturing base that's literally only 60 years old. It's amazing what that country does because there's so much talent.
Now, in terms of internationalization, is that mainly driven by government or by companies?
Well, it's always been a combination. There are the large companies that employ a substantial number of people, but most people are still employed by small and medium-sized enterprises, just as in the United States.
Now, what kind of advice would you give a student who wants to get into business with Korea? Should they prepare language, culture? What's the key?
Well, first of all, there are about 1.6 million Korean Americans in this country. And it's good to talk to somebody who was born in Korea and is a successful business person here because they have incredible ties. Then there are a couple of organizations, KOTRA, K-O-T-R-A, that's Koreans' outreach program for investments actually in both countries, and then the organization called KITA, K-I-T-A, Korean International Trade Association, which is made up of hundreds of companies that do business in the United States. So there are all types of opportunities for investments.
That's good to hear. Chairman Manzullo, it was a pleasure having you today.
You always called me Don before,
Well,
so
but
call me Don.
With our distinguished audience here, it better be Chairman Manzullo.
Okay,
Congratulations on the new book entitled 2014 on Korea, published by the Korea Institute or Economic Institute of America here in Washington, D.C. Thank you.
KEIA.org.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.